What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today when I talk to you about Lucid. So on Friday I did pivot and I did a Pulsar video. So I went over some of the data points and whatever else. But surprisingly enough, I did receive a lot of comments and a lot of DMs on Twitter asking me what happened with Lucid. So I just wanted to give you a very quick overview of what happened. So starting off, Lucid went down 4.38% on Friday, and there was a lot of fear in the broader market this whole week. In fact, there's been a lot of fear, largely because of China and the States. So potentially Trump meeting with China, so that could kind of calm the market a little bit. But over the last 5 days, Lucid did go down 6.49%. On Friday, we did see a certain level of fear as well coming from regional banks. So this kind of brought back some memories from early 2024 when same type of cracks did start to form from regional banks. And this is where a lot of people just got all doom and gloomish. And so, yeah, at the end of the day, that's one thing that really pushed Lucid down alongside the broader market. The big thing, though, in Lucid's case is that it wasn't really getting any institutions buying it. And so I did a post on kind of social media as well as my Patreon, and I kind of mentioned that there's now a divide that is starting to happen. So you saw a lot of the broader market sell off, but a lot of stocks actually did close green. So big money did focus more on kind of stocks that are either profitable or have a lot of cash on hand. Lucid is neither and doesn't have either of those. So at the end of the day, you did have a lot of the speculative stocks such as Lucid not really getting any institutional attention. So kind of funny though, because this is exactly what I did say was going to happen, because I don't know whoever advised Mark that doing a reverse stock split is going to instantly get institutions to buy your stock. They should be fired. Hands down, whoever advised Mark should be fired. That a reverse stock split is going to help institutions to buy it, because from the beginning, this is exactly why I called out. I said that is complete BS. It does not make sense. Institutions do not buy a stock just solely based on the stock price. They buy based on if you're doing good operationally. And so at the end of the day, that we are starting to see a little bit of a divide. And this is kind of the first time it did happen that like you aren't seeing Lucid and just the broader market recover as one. So you did see Lucid and a lot of other speculative stocks kind of get neglected a little bit. Aside from that though, we already know what the 50-day moving average does mean for Lucid. And so as of Thursday, it did close below that. So unfortunately, that does historically mean that Lucid will be going through like a little bit more of further consolidation, roughly around 20 to 30%. Again, history doesn't always repeat itself, but we can kind of see if we zoom out, that's exactly what happened. So May the 29th, it broke below that 50-day moving average, and it looks like the low for that was roughly around 1975. Of course, that is kind of pre-reverse stock split and all of that, but again, we can kind of even zoom out a little bit further. So when it did break back in February below that 50-day moving average, it looks like the low was about 1981 and it broke at 29.36. So it does kind of follow within that 20 to 30% rule. Of course, like I said, history doesn't always repeat itself, but in Lucid's case, it is a pretty good sign of what might be coming. So of course, Lucid's technicals and institutions not really buying it. That's kind of why Lucid is going down. So that's a quick summary. So shorts didn't really manipulate Lucid or do anything overly crazy. It just was the market's fear and just Lucid not really being profitable or kind of giving any crazy updates, because like I've brought up in previous videos, we haven't really heard anything from Lucid whatsoever, and a lot of these PRs aren't good at all. So this news that came out October the 13th, that just seems like fluff. They've never put out those kind of any articles in the past saying that they opened up new studios, let alone in California, which isn't anything crazy. And then this one right here, so Grand Touring customers are going to be, I guess, deliveries in Canada. As I've mentioned, I don't see that being that big of a deal in general. So I don't think many Canadians are buying obviously the Grand Touring, just based on current tariffs and stuff like that. And that's on a side note, we've seen things posted on social media saying that they're actually beginning deliveries of the Gravity Grand Touring to Saudi Arabia. I don't understand why that didn't actually make any articles, because I feel like that would be, as far as the overall frequency, more than Canada. But what do I know in life? So let me know your thoughts on that. This is a quick summary of what happened with Lucid. Stay tuned for my video tomorrow where I go over some expectations for this upcoming week, where things might be going, and everything else. So make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. Hopefully everyone has an amazing weekend. And then one final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto. Put out daily day trades, numerous swing trades. Worthwhile to pop over there and check that out. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.